Going on to you, Scorpios. You have the Six of Swords, Three of Swords, the Emperor, the Nine of Wands, the Death card. Wow. The Five of Cups, King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. I don't know why it is, but Scorpio and Aries always get heavy on Mars cards, right? What I mean by that, Mars influence cards. Your own cards or the opposite, the Scorpio or Aries card. Either way, it's ruled by Mars. A lot of Mars influence. That's what you have here. You showed up in your own reading with this Death card here. So for you, Scorpios, right? Okay. Let me see here. Hold on. So a lot of you Scorpios, a lot of you Scorpios proved a lot of people wrong with something. The Emperor represents, they thought that you would be around, hanging around them forever. They were overvaluing themselves. They had it, they thought that they had you wrapped around their finger, right? That no matter what they did, no matter what they said, you Scorpios would always be around, because that's how much of a sucker you are for them. The Six of Swords, right? But what comes before that is the Six of Swords and the Three of Swords. They didn't really anticipate the fact that you Scorpios actually were prepared, and you're able, right? You have what I call the gift. You're able to see past through the games that they were playing. And now you Scorpios realize, right, through their own words and actions, you can't trust them. So a lot of you Scorpios, you were trying to interact with somebody on that level, but you realized you can't trust them, because their words and their actions, they don't speak to you in a way that it says that you can trust them, right? It's more so about they want rulership over you and influence, right? To where, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, they can just roll over you, right? And you just lay down for them like a doormat. But the Nine of Wands represent, they didn't really anticipate the fact that you Scorpios would really leave, even though that's what it is that you've done, right? They expect you to always catch them and put up with them no matter what it is that they do, right? The Death card now is about, but that didn't work out the way that they thought it did. The Nine of Wands represents, obviously, you left them alone. You stopped reaching out to them. And the Death card represents you haven't done it for some time. So maybe longer than what it is that they would anticipate or they thought. And now, the Five of Cups, they're sorry, right? That, the people that you were trying to get to know, is sorry, cat here. They're sorry that you Scorpios didn't get a chance to reach out to them. But they should have really appreciated you Scorpios when they really had a chance. They didn't choose to do that. See, they're so focused on being a boss and ruling over someone. It's like, and that's one thing that a lot of people have a problem with. They take for granted great people when they're in their life. And when those people are like, you know what, I ain't got to take this disrespect because this is uncalled for. What is this person wilding out for? But you got to understand that this is why it is that I tell you, Scorpio is not the trip, because people who are overly confident like that and just downright arrogant, they're obnoxious. They're the most displaced. They're the most dysfunctional of all people, right? Because who wants to be obnoxious? So the thing about it is that so you have to really, you can't hang around them, but you have to really kind of feel bad for them in a certain, like, show compassion for them in the sense of understand how broken they are. Don't hang out with them, but they're still broken nonetheless, right? And the Five of Cups represents this. They're showing their brokenness when you're not around. This is what I'm showing you, because, and you see it on a card. They're distressed because, you know, they're broken. They're dysfunctional, right? But they have to put on the strong impression to other people. And the King of Swords now is about you, Scorpios, right? You're remaining stable without them, right? Even though those people don't know what it is that you've got going on, you're still talking to other people. So it literally went from you Scorpios being treated like trash to now you Scorpios being like, look, I'm gonna go talk to other people. I ain't gotta put up with this. You know what I mean? But the Queen of Cups now represents just you Scorpios make sure that you're not bringing that any kind of anger to when it is that you approach people. If you Scorpios have harbored any kind of anger from the other person where you're like, oh, that was so frustrating, right? I would want to say take 2 weeks to a month off. I would really say a month off, right? For the people who are not very advanced. Because to the people who are advanced, you can take a week, 2 weeks off, get back out there and be cool, right? For the people who are not advanced, it could take longer, because the Queen of Cups is about how when you approach people, you want to make sure that you don't have any kind of anger, because the Page of Wands, other people are going to be looking at you, right? And when it, you know, and how you come off. And if you come off upset, it'll seem like you're fighting off those people. It'll seem like you're running those people off, because you are, if you just come off like that. So a lot of you Scorpios really want to make sure that when you are talking to people, it's not from an angry perspective, right? And that you found a way to really let go of the unfortunate situation. So let's clarify the Death card. The Temperance, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords, right? The King of Pentacles, right? The Temperance, the Knight of Swords. Again, you Scorpios didn't have to have those people, right? You know, there's nothing more sad than when you're trying to get to know somebody that thinks that you can't live life without them, and you can. Because there was a point in time where you didn't know them and you didn't have them in your life. But they have the mentality that you can't live without them. And yet you actually do that, right? You live without them. The Five of Swords and the King of Pentacles is about, but now those same people that you tried to talk to, I'm telling you, they're missing you. Five of Cups proves it. They're missing you quite a lot. But this is how a lot of dysfunctional people are. They always got to put up a front. And that can honestly get tiring, because it's like you want to be treated to a certain standard. You know what I mean? And so why is it that it's always a person playing a game where it's like, I have to, because if I really do this, I'm going to break down and cry and really not have a reason to live. It's like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Right? Talking about the other person. Yeah, you do. You have to create your own purpose. You know, that's one of the parts that you're missing. That's why we're here. We have to create our own purpose for ourselves, you know, instead of looking towards somebody else to do that. So let's clarify the Seven of Wands now. You have the Ten of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Devil, and then the Judgment, right? Because it's saying that if you come off with anger in your heart, like you upset about it, right? It means that you haven't really healed from the past person that you had to walk away from, right? And the Ten of Swords and the Four of Cups represents that's really going to hurt your chances, Scorpio, of you finding someone new, because more people are really going to be thinking about who hurt you, right? More than they're going to be thinking about you Scorpios are attractive. They're going to feel more pity for you if you come out here, try to talk to other people, right? They're not going to date you, but they will feel sorry for you. So a lot of you Scorpios really want to make sure that you're healed and you're not dealing with the anger. This is where the King of Swords come into play, right? Pay attention to see how it is that you're feeling, right? That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand, is to give credence or pay attention to how you're feeling. The devil in the judgment now represents, and you'll know the difference between whether it is that you're ready or not to continue to speak to other people. The devil in the judgment represents, and for future references, people will try to scapegoat you and make it seem like you Scorpios are lame and you're trash, but that's just the nature of the beast. You don't need to worry about that. Just continue to get to know other people and find someone that's good for you. People will make up excuses.